Hello and welcome to the Tuesday, April 19th edition of the Bottom Line Lexington podcast. Not much going on locally today. I did hear an interview with the University of Kentucky defensive coordinator this morning. And the only thing I can think of, it reminded me of Ben Stein in Ferris Bueller's Day Off calling the roll. Bueller, anyone? Didn't exactly sound like a leader of men to me, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy who just tries to judge from outside the box. I did read something by John Clay in the paper this morning. Well, online. Who reads the paper anymore? Is UK football full? Are their fans full of negativity? And people are saying, well, yes, well, no. Yes, they're totally full of negativity. And who wouldn't be full of negativity? You haven't been ranked at the end of the season since 1976. You've only been ranked once at the end of the season. Since 1976, that's 40 years. How is that going to roll with the Big Blue Nation fan base? Are you kidding me? By the way, 1976 was also the last year that Kentucky had a winning record in the SEC in football. I mean, just think of that. 40 years, and you have not one time won more games than you lost in the SEC in football. How's that for a wake-up call? And how's that for telling people, yeah, we're not very good? And by the way, those seat licenses they have now where you can buy for $6,000 or for $8,000, you can buy tailgating private seat licenses or whatever it is. There's another joke. Who wants to pay $8,000 just to tailgate you and 29 of your closest friends for $8,000? That's a joke. It just drives home the point. UK football, people think that basketball is the big moneymaker at Kentucky. No, it's not. It's football, and that's the way it is in the SEC at every school, even Vandy, even everybody, because football drives the bus, it gets the TV money, and that's all UK worries about. I've always said, if UK could ever make the SEC championship game in football, just make the game, just get to Atlanta, that it would be probably the biggest thing in the history of the University of Kentucky sports-wise. I don't see that happening anytime soon. The SEC championship game was moved to Atlanta in 1994. I said at that moment, they'll never make it down here in my lifetime. 22 years later, I'm still waiting. Reds lose a heartbreaker, using that term loosely, last night to the Rockies 5-1. Dan Straley, good. Caleb Cotham, good. Then they get to the 8th inning, and the bullpen blows it again. Guys named Ohlendorf and Jumbo. Only the Reds would have guys in the bullpen named Ohlendorf and Jumbo. In the 8th inning this year, when every team was in their bullpen, 13 games the Reds have played, they've given up 21 runs in the 8th inning of all their games. That's 1.62 runs on average. So in other words, every time the scoreboard flicks over to the 8th inning, the Reds are going to give up an average of 1.62 runs that inning. That's awful. People don't understand how terrible that is. You can't read a box score. Just wait till the 8th inning. Even if you're down a run or two, hey, we've still got them right where we want them. Reds will play the Rockies again tonight. I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole. Eugenio Suarez will be back in the lineup for the Reds after missing last night. Alfredo Simon will be out. Robert Stevenson called back up to start tonight. I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole out in the desert. You're on your own on this one, ladies and gentlemen. NBA last night, Toronto wins, big deal. Golden State wins without Steph Curry, big deal. Oklahoma City loses in a game we correctly predicted here on the Bottom Line podcast. Kevin Durant, 7 for 33 from the field. How do people still treat this guy like a superstar? If LeBron James did this, people would be killing him today. But no, Kevin Durant gets no bad publicity whatsoever. It amazes me. How is he so Teflon? If Russell Westbrook did this, we'd be calling him a ball hog. We'd be calling him someone who doesn't want to pass, only worried about his own statistics and getting triple-doubles. But Kevin Durant, he's a good player. He just had a bad game. It's amazing how some people are so Teflon. Especially, OKC has 2 of the best 5 players in the world. And to be quite honest, they had 3 of the best 10 players in the world, if you count James Harden a few years ago, who they traded away for literally magic beans. They got nothing for him. James Harden plays no defense, but being the third banana on that team, they'd be unstoppable. They screwed themselves by trading James Harden. Just think of him on that team right now. He wouldn't be asked to play defense like he is in Houston. They fired Scotty Brooks, brought in Billy Donovan. He's been exposed as a bad coach. He's just as bad as Scotty Brooks was. Kevin Durant will be gone after this season in free agency. I don't know where he goes, but he'll be out of OKC. These are the final days of the Oklahoma City dynasty because next year, Russell Westbrook, and that's it. J.J. Watt is moving up my list of jerks. He's coming up there with Peyton Manning, Jim Nantz, Lance Armstrong, Roger Clemens, people of that ilk. I'm sure I'm leaving a lot of people out right now. He was in Houston working out yesterday, and there's been flooding going on in Houston. And so people are dying, people are trapped, but yet he could get to the Houston practice facility, work out, and then post pictures of it all over social media. Yeah, you can't stop and help people. You're able to get out and drive around. You can't stop and help some of these people. There's pictures and television reporters all over the place filming these people who are dying and can't get out of their cars. But J.J. Watt can make it to practice. That's all that matters. I used to like this guy, but now he's a complete joke. He was a walk-on at the University of Wisconsin, a great story, turned himself into a great player. And if you look at it statistically, he's had the best 4-year run of any defensive player in the history of the National Football League, including the great Lawrence Taylor, who is second. Now he's entering that Peyton Manning jackass territory where it's all about himself and all about the public perception and all about what people think about him, and that's all that matters. I'm starting to wonder if J.J. Watt didn't skip leg day on 9/11. Way to go, J.J. Watt. You're the jerk of the day. Okay, we've got a Mac Daddy Stogie for tonight. We won 2 out of 2 last night. Hope you got on those. Tonight, we've got Memphis getting 18.5 at San Antonio. San Antonio won this game by 32 points Sunday night. So San Antonio's going to win this game by at least 20, right? Wrong again. Give me Memphis in our zigzag theory game of the night. Memphis getting 18.5 against San Antonio. We were 2-0 last night. Let's make it 3-0 tonight with the Memphis Grizzlies. Your Mac Daddy Stogie of the night. And that does it for today's edition of the Bottom Line Lexington podcast. Thanks for listening. Remember to follow us on Twitter at BottomLineLex. Follow us on Facebook, Bottom Line Lexington, or log on to BottomLineLexington.com. And make sure to stay tuned to this YouTube channel as we'll have podcasts every day. Thanks for listening, and as always, may the winners be yours.